Hello, people. It's me again. As you can see, obviously, I'm out again, and somewhere. It's called Aspen, and there is a fantastic museum. It's called the Mamuz Museum, which means it's an outdoor museum, which seems to be pretty cool. There are two of them. The other one is just 5 minutes away from here. The first one is the bigger one, so I will see how long I will need for this one. And if I have time enough, I'll go to the second one, or I will keep the second one for another time. But I'm quite excited. Finally, I came here. I had it planned a few weeks ago, but then I had to work, and then there was rain. I was basically useless. So today is the day. It took me a little bit longer to get here because there were a few car accidents on the motorway. So I had to wait a little bit until it was passed and blah blah blah. And now I'm here. It's good. Being polite and say hello to everybody. And it seems to be not many people here yet, so that's good for me. And I'll show you how it looks like from the front. It's quite nice. Ta 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 ta! This is the castle. This here you see the name of it, the Mamuz. I've never been here, but I only heard good stuff, so I'm quite excited to get in. And by the way, for all of my friends who know me, I have new shoes. Quite excited to use them for the first time, and I will need it probably. Those guys here look pretty fancy actually. There's only a Latin inscription on it. This one seems to be an Engelbert. Don't know who it is. And this one is a Siegfried. So quite fancy. So we're starting with the Stone Ages. These are pots they used in the Stone Age. So to make this kind of longhouse they built in the Stone Age, they needed a construction like this. So this is how it looked inside. The teeth of animals were used for jewelry, and the bones were used as tools. So that's the so-called Woman of Falkenstein. This is still from the Middle Stone Age. Yeah, that's correct. This is the original one. You see a little bit of color left, red and black. And this is how it probably looked like when it was like fresh, like 6,000 years ago or something like that. So they just remade it to show how the colors looked like. These are pieces they found in a grave of a 10-year-old boy. Bones of bulls and cattle. This is Austria's oldest instrument, a bone flute, dating back to about 21,000 to 18,000 before Christ. In 2005 they found a grave with two twins, two babies. They were buried there with red color, and a mammoth bone was placed over them probably to protect them. This is the original bone of the mammoth, and the two babies, they were reburied in a proper cemetery. Now let's continue with the Iron Ages. Ooh. That's from a grave of the 50-year-old man. Some fantastic tools made of iron already. It dates back to about 250 to 120 before Christ. There were also female smiths. Here are parts of the grave of a woman between 40 and 50 or 60 years, and it shows pieces from a smithy. So even women did that. Survivors of the burnt down house about 2,900 before Christ. In the Bronze Age, the men were buried lying on their left side and the women were buried lying on the right side. These are two children buried together. This is about 2200 to 1550 before Christ. So later on, women were burned, only the men were buried completely, and this here was found in a grave of a woman about 35 years of age, and it looks a little bit like a little crown. So she was probably a woman of high standard, high stature, maybe a princess or something like that. They couldn't find out really who it was though. That was a horse once, dated back to 1900 after Christ. Swords from around 1050 to 900 before Christ. Swords from the Celts, dating back to about 450 to 400 before Christ. Look at this beautiful sword. It belonged to a warrior. He died when he was about 20 to 30 years old, and it's dated back to 250 before Christ. The third floor talks about the runes, which doesn't matter because look up at the ceiling. We have frescoes here again. I love it, with coat of arms. That's pretty cool. And then let's find out what we have here. Except big books. A sword made out of iron. It's dated back to 900 after Christ. So I finished up now with these 3 floors in the castle. Now we're going to the outdoor museum, which means we will see a few like houses or animals or gardens or something like that from those old times, Iron Age and Stone Age and this stuff. So I'll find my way outside, have my lunch, and then I'll go into the rest. So this is the plan now. We are of course here. Looks easy enough, I'll just follow the signs. We will see 3 big houses in the original scale as they really were in those times. This is the first one, and I can't wait to get inside. Also a few tippies out here. Little fireplaces, just to stay in. I'm on my way. So I'm on my way into the first big house here, and then see what I found here. Quite a funny looking mushroom. Never seen this one before. It's a real one, I checked. Well, we'll just leave it there, but as a funny one. Let's have a look first and through the window. It's getting us excited. Quite cold. And by the way, this is the castle from the side. Walking along the corner and finding this. But we have to start with one after the other. We'll do this in a second. First, we're going in here. Hope nobody's in there. Oh, that's pretty cool. You see the pillars in the middle, keep it upright. Looks good. Quite cold in here. Then you see where the people worked. All the tools here, little tiny windows. I read that they usually haven't had their animals in their sheds, in this, or the barns, the houses. So, an oven. Bread oven or something like that. So it seems to be the kitchen. Here you could hang your stuff up. Meat and fish. Another door in. More part of the kitchen, and then we probably have the bedroom, something like that. Oh yeah, looks a little bit like bedroom. It's huge actually. So I'm not allowed to go inside in here, but here you get another view to the back of the house. with storeroom up there on the top. So going from here and to this one, an even smaller house, much smaller house. Oh, there's a danger of burning. Just says here the oven can be quite hot. Not quite sure if we are allowed to use these ovens. I mean, they look like they were used. A little bit of ash on it. I can't see any dirt in there though. So, that would be fun. Have a little barbecue here. Here you can see how the roofs look like with the smaller one there. And then the one from the bigger house looks like a bit of moss on it. And then here we have the garden that belongs to it. And look, this fantastic tree. It's beautifully yellow. Love me a good yellow. So, and here is the garden that belongs to the house. To the house. And now look here of this big house. And you see once more the castle just behind it. So, coming along our way is the Bronze Age. So these houses, they resemble that time. Let's go into the smaller one first. Looks pretty cool here though. So let's see what we find in there. Even smaller than the other one. Bit of tools here. Another floor there above. Looks like more like a... Oh well, no, there's a bed. It actually looks like a little house. Oh, a bit small, but hey ho, why not? This one is next on the list. I'm so lucky there's nobody in there, in those houses. Just me. Oh, a little fireplace there in the middle, maybe for the cooking. A few pieces of clothes, don't think that they were there in those times. Then there is another room. Oh, with a bed again. Here on this side, and another sort of oven. Just here. Little seat. And you get another look into the rest of the room. So here we have even more ovens, like a wee bit like outdoor ovens or so. Look pretty cool. Don't look used much. We are now in the Iron Age. Unfortunately, there's somebody in this house here, so we will go first into this one there, into the barn. And with a bit of luck, the other house will be free. And let's see, there's another one in the back. So, a lot to see for us. So, we have a wee barn here. A little bit to sit down, enjoy, have lunch, a coach. That's it. From the barn, we're walking now over the river, which isn't here, but doesn't matter, it looks pretty. And to this beauty, a lot of color. Nobody here, thank God. And looks like a wee temple. Reminds me a little bit of this one episode of the Vikings, where they went to Uppsala to, you know, burn a few people. Looks a bit similar. So the other house is still not empty yet, so let's go into this one. This looks a little bit more like Viking. Let's see, we'll have to dig through. An oven there in the middle, quite important. Oh, it goes down here. Maybe to a wee cellar. Can't see anything, that would make sense. Yeah, and again, in general, not much space here. This one here looks even worse, it's even smaller. And I really have to duck through a lot. So let's see if we can get in there. Yeah, it's working out. So another fireplace here, a little bit different than all the others. Oh well, no, we have the oven here. Yeah, even less place and space like than the other one. Plus, and you see the way out. So here we have now the Artisan District. I just read it was not there to live in, but it was a workplace, and we have several of those barns closed and half open. This one here is the one from the blacksmith, which looks quite cool. So as I said already, this is for the blacksmith. Then we have one for the glass maker and two for the potters, a pottery workshop. So this one here is probably one of the pottery workshops. Because of that, probably. What do I know? So this barn here is for the experimental archaeology. So obviously they are trying stuff here. So here we are coming now into the early Middle Ages. Oh, we can make us a bit of a flower, I think. That would be cool. And then we could make us a bit of bread. See what's really cool? This one of the ovens is really on. And it's getting quite warm. I'm kind of surprised. And I'm standing away a few feet now, so that's cool. Maybe they're really making some bread here. There's hot water with the broomstick of the witch. No, don't know what it is for, but it looks cool. And now we are having a look into the chapel too. So that wee church looks lovely already from the outside. A little bit different to the others because it's white painted on the outside. And yeah, that looks cool. It really does. An altar there. And seats all around here. And if I look up, that's the roof. So guys, it's me finished now with the Mamuz in Aspen on the Taya. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I learned a lot about the Iron Age, the Stone Age and so on. And this outdoor museum was just brilliant. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you soon. And it's soon, January is coming along soon. So then I'll see you again. I try. Bye bye.